Well, hello friends, and welcome back to me and to you. So today we are going to work a little bit on LibHTML, because that's this thing that's been living in the tree for a long time, but I never worked on it in a video. But I thought maybe we could do that today. So I'll show you just a simple HTML file that we have here, and what it would look like if we just open it in the HTML program. So it looks like this at the moment, and you can see over here I have some debug code that tells me when we're mouse moving over something, and then you can resize and it relayouts the page, and it's all very cute. And shout outs to Sergey, who did a lot of nice work on LibHTML this weekend, by the way. Thank you, Sergey. So today I think I'm going to make it so that we can click on a link, because it's not really working right at the moment. You can see, I mean, it's a little bit hard to tell from the output, but when I'm hovering here, you can see that it's hovering over a text node, but when I get here, it's just hovering over a P element, which I guess is probably this element right here. But let's see what we can do to learn a little bit about this. So we'll go in layout node, which is the in LibHTML we have the DOM, and then from the DOM we construct a layout tree, which is the thing that we use to lay out everything and to actually render it into pixels. So the layout node is the foundational entry in the layout tree, basically. So everything else inherits from that in the layout tree. So for each layout node, we're just going to draw a little box. So we'll do context painter, draw rect, and I guess we're going to need libGUI gpainter, and maybe we can simplify this a little bit. And oh shit, I forgot to use a color. Let's say blue. It's a pretty good color. And we're going to need the HTML CPP program as well. So I guess we'll do make userland. Let's do it this way. HTML. Make userland and sudo sync and run. Okay. That did not have the effect I was hoping for. Okay. Let's do a full build and see just that I'm not completely off here. Okay, so now we can see the boxes around each individual layout node. And we can see here that when this entire layout node for the link here is on one line, then we can actually hit the text. You can see it over there. I mean, it's a bit hard to follow, but I hope you understand what I mean. But the moment it breaks into multiple lines, then the box around it disappears. So that's probably an issue that we're going to have to do something about, because that means the mouse, what we hit with the mouse currently is based on these boxes. And in the future, we should really be putting everything on a line should be in like a line box, so we should lay out lines very nicely. But right now it's a little bit of a hack solution that we just compute a bunch of text runs, basically, which is where the individual pieces of the text in an element end up being rendered. So that's just a piece of text and a coordinate where we draw it. So I'll show you what that looks like. So in layout text, we have this concept of a run, which is just a position and a text. Now, what we're going to do, I think, is, let's see. So this is how we currently do hit testing. Hit testing is when you want to find out what's at a certain coordinate, right? So currently, if or actually, let me make this a little bit better. I'll go and turn on the layout tree dumps so that you can see the tree. And I really don't have to do these full builds, so anyways, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this for a few days, but I hope we can get right back into it. So now we can see the layout tree here, and whenever we cause a relayout, like by resizing the view, then we'll get a new dump of the layout tree, because the layout tree changes depending on the available space, right? So at the bottom of the document, we have this visit the, that's here, visit the, and then we have the link here. And we can see that it's currently 2 runs. And if we look at the parent of the layout text, we can see that it's a layout inline. So the A anchor element is laid out as an inline element here, and it is 4 pixels wide, which is definitely not accurate, because it's clearly wider than that, but that is the difference between the starting X and the ending X, I guess. So because you can see that it's, even though the Y value changes, the X start and the X end are very close to each other. That's why we end up with a layout inline being only 4 pixels wide. So that's totally wrong, but we're going to work around this a little bit at the moment. So we're just gonna, when we hit test, instead of looking at the rect of the text, we're going to look at the individual runs. So I think in layout text, the way that we paint at the moment is here in layout text render. So first we figure out what the style should be, and then we just iterate over all the runs and figure out the rect for each run, and then draw the text of that run, and then optionally draw an underline line. So let's factor this out into a helper. Something like this for each run. Call back, and we'll just if run runs. If callback run rect is iteration decision break, then break. And then the rect should be this. Okay, and then here we'll just do for each run. Auto run, auto rect, and turn iteration decision continue. All right, and of course we need to actually put this in the header. So let's put that here. And we can do that, and that's it. Maybe that should be const, actually, so that we can call it from anywhere. Okay, and then so hit testing is virtual, I think, or at least it needs to be now. Hit test, where's hit test? Yeah, so it's virtual. So we're going to override that on layout text. And override layout text Okay, and then here we'll do for each run. We'll ignore the run, but we're interested in the rect. Let's see. We should have a result. So hit test result is just a layout node pointer, basically. So it returns a pointer here if you hit something, and if you didn't hit something, that pointer will be null. That's what a hit test will tell you. In the future, we should have more stuff here, a little more information about what you were hitting, but right now, this is all that you get. So let's see, if rect contains position, then we hit something. So then result.layout node is this. And then we stop iterating at that point. So if you hit any of the text runs in this layout text, then we will say, okay, well, this layout text is the layout node that you hit. And but this code here, it assumes that, so if the layout node rect does not contain a position, that we sort of optimize by skipping over this tree entirely, but we already know that we can't trust those rects, because you could see that they were like 4 pixels wide, even though we had so much text. So I think we have to ignore it. And instead, so currently we've been defaulting to like, you hit this node or you hit one of my children. But instead we should probably say rect contains. So if it does contain the position, then we will default to this. Otherwise we will we'll default to null, but then still iterate through our children, so that we always visit the children, even if we don't think that this might contain it. So I think that's right. It would be nice if we could skip over testing everything, but at the moment I don't think we can. So I'll just put a fix me here. Testing parts of the layout tree. You can't just check names since text rects would be can't be trusted. Okay. Inline text rects. Okay, so let's try this. Wait, what am I even trying here? Oh, I guess this should actually... Let's see if I can fix this command here. Let's see, use line and crane, and I forgot to return the result. So if this works, then we should see that when I'm hovering over the link, then we should see that it's a text node that gets hovered, not a p element. Still hitting the p element. Okay. Why is that? Let's see. We'll just do some debugging here. Layout text, checking if position is inside rect. I guess we can do the text as well. Run wait, what the hell was the text? Yeah, that's the name of it. Run.text. Oh, wait, is this just because I'm not rebuilding everything properly? Maybe it's that. Yeah, it's that. I don't know why that's not working. It's probably something really stupid, but I'm not sure what I'm messing up right now. Okay, now we're getting all the output that we want. We can see here, it's checking if it's inside. And here, now we are hitting a text node. And here we're hitting, you can see the bottom line of debug here tells us what we're hitting, right? So this is the HTML element. This is the body element right here. This is a P element. Here's another P. There's some text. Well, that's very cool. This is a text inside of an H1, I guess. Cool. So now we are hitting text here. That's good. So why is this so weird though? Yeah, well, whatever. We'll just do the slow rebuilds, and then I don't know. It's not that slow. It's like a couple of seconds. That's good. And what do we want to do with this? We want to actually, maybe we should just do a single patch for this, what we already done. So ignore this. Actually, we're gonna have to take that out because I don't want to commit this. We can have it as a debug thing. Draw boxes around layout nodes. Yeah, something like that. This one will turn off. Okay, so what did we do here? When we hit test now, we always recurse into child nodes, even if the containing rect seems to maybe not contain it because we can't trust text rects. And then in layout text, we factored out iterating over the text runs so that we can use it in rendering and in a specialized hit test override that iterates through the runs. That's good. Okay, so LibHTML. Make hit testing work for layout text can't rely on its layout node rect for hit testing can't simply. We have to iterate or the individual runs and see if we're hitting any. Yeah. Now curses into all children without skipping. Without trying to skip. I'm going to say now always curses into children, since we can't trust the rect tell us if it's not the truth. Text 9 text wrong. Yeah, let's just say that for now. Okay, and then we want to do something with this. So let's go in HTML view. So here's the mouse move event. Now, I guess what we want to do is figure out what you are hovering over, and if it is a link. So in order to tell if something is a link, we have to look at the type of tag that we're hitting. So, but we're hitting a text element that's inside of an A tag, right? So we have to actually like walk up the DOM ancestors until we find something that's a link. So let's add a helper for that. I guess call it something like HTML anchor element enclosing link element. That makes sense. Oh wait, hold on. Let's not do this yet. Let's do first. I want to do this other thing where we tell the document about a hover node. So here we'll do something like layout root document set hovered node. No member name document. We should fix that. So where's the node member here? So we'll just do a const document. We'll need to forward declare that. These are all weird. Okay, layout node. Okay, and then this is going to, let's see, so if we don't have a node, because you can be a layout node that doesn't have a corresponding DOM node if you're an anonymous box. Which is just like a generated box that doesn't correspond to any DOM node. We just had to create a box or something because of the layout algorithm required it for one reason or another. So if we are anonymous, then we don't have a node. So then we'll just defer to our parent. We'll just do this, parent document, because there should always be a document. And if we're not anonymous, then we have a node, and then we can call node document. But there is no node document. Well, that's not right. Okay. Let's see, document. Every node should have a document. That's just the way of the DOM. Okay, and we'll put that here. And we'll pass it a construction. And oh, this is gonna take a moment. Then we have text. Document. Open yourself. And then document. And parent node, right? Parent node. Maybe that's everything. Okay, and then, oh wait, no, document itself is also a node. But he can just pass himself as his document. Cool. Okay, and then we have all these. So like new element, just say this. And in the parser, we'll need to pass a document. Well, I was gonna have to do this sooner or later anyway, so. Oh wait, what's the call here? Doc. That's a silly name, let's call it document. Good, good, good. Node CPP. Oh. We didn't add the hover node thing yet. Let's hold off on that for a moment. Okay, so now we've just hooked this up. Let's just see that it still runs. No, it doesn't. Okay, why is that? Is it because I still don't understand why it's not incrementally building? We're linking against LibHTML. I'm installing it. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, well, at least we're still looking fine. So, let's go in LibHTML, and layout and parser. Actually, maybe not layout, because that was just adding layout node document, right? So now we're just giving everyone a document, so that every node can figure out which document he belongs to. All right, a little sidetrack there, but this will be useful. Okay. And we'll do this one. easy access. Node directly belongs to a document. For anonymous nodes, we'll simply traverse the ancestor chain, or parent chain, until we find someone with a node from which we can get the document. Okay. Now we can do the hover stuff. So documents at hovered node. I guess we'll just do this. No, not like that. Hovered node. Cool. Because then we could actually do something kind of interesting here, like oh wait, we don't have a. I'm just gonna const cast because I'm lazy right now. You know what? Document is const. How about we just get a little bit lazy here? Document, but then yeah, okay, let's make it be like that. Or I don't like that. But I also don't like that I can't set but I have the document right here. So actually, let's just do this. Okay. So, whatever. Okay, now we're setting the hover node. And then we can say that so node is equal to document hovered node, and then if or see false. Node changed is, and then we'll do if hovered node changed update, because then we can do something wild, like here when we paint one of these, we can do something like if is anonymous and node is equal to node document or hovered node. Context painter, fill right. Or let's just draw a rect actually. Maybe red, cool red. So we'll draw a cool red rect around hovered layout nodes. We'll see what that looks like. So technically it's the DOM node that gets hovered. So we'll draw a rect around the DOM node that we're hovering, but that'll be interesting. Okay, look at that. this DOM node for the for this element probably looks all weird. I mean, the rectangle is all wrong. This one is a bit busted as well. But if we do this, so there's no line breaks, then yeah, it works a bit better. Although this one we can't find. Anyways, it's not perfect. But we can actually kind of hover over this guy, although it's a bit finicky. Or, right, because here we're hovering over the text, but here we're hovering over the anchor element. So that's a bit goofy. The rects are not entirely correct. But it is interesting still. Anyways, I just wanted to see those. Don't actually need to keep them. Maybe if def draw boxes around. Hover nodes. I'll just add a little thing for that so that we can have it when we need it. Okay. And let's see in HTML view. I guess we can keep it like this for now. That's okay. So let's say that document track it's hovered DOM node. It's hovered node. This gets set from view mouse move event at the moment. Okay. But now we're kind of interested in if we're hovering a link, right? So we want to compute if this node or any of its ancestors are a link. So in order to do that, we need to compute the enclosing link element, like I was talking about earlier. So that would be here. We would do something like HTML anchor element, enclosing link element. Node CPP. This thing doesn't exist yet, but we'll add it in a moment. Okay, and then let's say that if is element and tagging is a, or let's just do this, tagging to lowercase is a, return static cast otherwise return parent enclosing link element, or no footer if we run out of parents. Okay, and then let's create this class. And it should really be a child of this class. So we'll just say, let's just be very simple. It's not even going to have anything special going on right now. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then we'll do the same for anchor element. he will just inherit from HTML element, because this is just like the specification of the DOM classes are just laid out this way. So I'm just going to do them this way because it just feels more correct that way, right? Even though we're not going to implement all the functionality of the DOM, obviously. It's still nice to use the same class hierarchy. So here, let's add a Href Getter. That will really just look up the Href attribute. Like that. Yeah. Okay, and then let's do the CPP files as well. Document and tag name. Document and tag name. And here, very uninteresting, same thing. HTML element. And expected end paren. Oh, right, yeah. Good. LibHTML uses make files shared. And an element, node CPP, node H, sorry. We need to forward declare. Okay, now let's go in the HTML parser and make sure that we create the right type of element. So tag name to lowercase is a, then return new HTML anchor element. Document tag name. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, obviously this is not the most efficient strategy in the world, but we'll build something better later. It doesn't have to be perfect now. Okay, and then once we have one of these anchor elements, let's go in the HTML view. Say if, or let's do link is one of these. Actually, we can just do it here. Auto link is node and closing link element. If link, let's write it this way then. It's getting very nested here. Hovering over a link to link href. Should be able to call that. No, that should work actually, I would think. But, alas. And look at that, hovering over a link to serenityos.org. Cool. It's not a real website yet, but that's really neat. So let's see what we have so far. Enclosing link element, just adding the anchor element, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do this as a patch. So detect hovering over links. Wait, what was the last thing I did? Yeah, detect hovering over links. This patch adds HTML element and HTML anchor element. Actually, that's kind of a footnote. So adds. Okay. So you calls node closing link element to find nearest ancestor element, which is an A element. So A element. Yeah. Actually, I think closing link element. I was thinking, should we ignore anchor elements that don't have an href? Well, let's just leave it alone for now. That was cool, right? Okay, and then for clicking, let's add a mouse down event handler here. Okay, and then an HTML view. It's going to be very similar to the mouse move event. So if we don't have a layout tree, then do nothing. Hover, So we could factor this with less code duplication, but I'm going to ignore it right now. So let's see. Clicking on a link too. Is it really this simple? I guess it is this simple. Maybe we'll have some kind of function that we can call here. So void link clicked. That's kind of cool. And then we'll do if link click on link click link href. I'm not going to use that for anything right now, but it's still neat. Tap, and then we click on this. No, yes, it does. Clicking on the link too. That's really cool. So does the HTML program even work? Like this. Yeah. Well, we don't have to do anything with the link right now. I just want to add this. So it's a bit of code duplication, but whatever. Detect link clicks. And a link in an HTML will now call on link click. Allowing you to implement basic hypertext navigation. Okay. But we're not going to do that just yet. Or maybe not even today, but I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do the title, because I think this title, is that in, let me look that up. HTML element.title. Title of the element. So yeah, I wanted to do this one, but it seems kind of arbitrary, so maybe not right now. Or maybe we'll just do it for fun. We get to add something to the HTML element as well. Return attribute title. Dum, dum, dum. So when we mouse move over something, I guess we can do it here. If the hover node changes, if and document hovered node is, well, we'll always want to update actually, but if the hover node, if we do have hover node, then we'll do one thing, otherwise we'll do G application hide tooltip. Oh, G application the hide tooltip. Show tooltip. I will show the, let's see if we have a hovered node, and the hovered node, and the hovered node has a title. And we need to figure out if it's an HTML element. So hold on, let me add something here. Let's just do one of these. Final override, final, true, private. And here, I'll just add one of these boys. Let's see. False. Hovered node. Closing HTML element. Let's see. And then we'll show a tooltip, which will be this. Tooltip element. Title, and we'll show it at the event. Okay, well, I have to implement this thing, so let's go do that first. It'll just be very simple, just like this. Dum, 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 dum. And actually, yeah, this needs to move up a little bit to node so that we can ask a node if he's an HTML element. Okay. It'd be nice to have something where you could do like an enclosing element of type HTML anchor element. Just an idea for the future. All right. So find the enclosing element, and then we want to compute we have the mouse event position, but it's relative to the widget, not relative to the screen. And when we show a tooltip, it needs a screen coordinate. So screen position is, I guess we can get our own screen relative rect. The location of that is the top left corner of this widget. And then we will do translated by event position. Now we have a screen position. And maybe we'll even translate that a little bit too. 4 pixels. I don't know. Just offset a tiny little bit from where the cursor is. So if the hover node changes, and we can find an enclosing HTML element, then we'll grab the title from, oh, but shit, we should actually, let's see. This is getting really like long here. So let's say this tooltip element is document hover node. Otherwise null footer. Okay, and then we can say tooltip element. And tooltip element title is not null. Because many elements are not going to have a title. In fact, none of them will. Well, we can deal with that when we get into Serenity. But no, I'm just doing random LibHTML stuff here. totally lost track what this video was supposed to be about. I guess it's just fun to hack on this today. So let's run. Okay, look at that. And none of these things have title. So let's give them a title. Let's put a title on this guy. Cool link. And maybe we'll put a title on this thing as well. Also, cool. All right. Okay, so the link kind of works, although it pops up in a weird place sometimes. And for the H1, it didn't work at all. I wonder why that is. Wait, when the hell does it show up there? I guess it's when we're hitting some specific weird place. But is it actually... I wish I could tell exactly where it was. Is it here somewhere? Like where the... it's frustrating. So I don't know exactly how I'm causing that. But the hover node shouldn't change. Like, why doesn't it just stay in place? Hover node change is false. Oh shit. That logic is totally wrong. No, that's stupid. Definitely messed that up. Alright. Oh, now I forgot to add back the titles. This is a heading. This is a link. All right. Wonder why it didn't work for the H1 there. Let's see. Look into it. Wait a minute. This should be, oh god. I'm so stupid sometimes. We have to compute it before we change the hover node, otherwise we don't know what the previous hover node was anymore. Well, at least I feel like I'm getting into the swing of this a little bit again, so. This is a link. Why are you not working though? Text. I would expect that. Oh, I know why. Because it doesn't have an enclosing HTML element. Because we don't make H1 be an HTML element. So what the heck are those called? Like heading elements? Right? Heading element. Right. Yeah, these H1 through 6. So let's go into HTML parser and say if tag name. Actually, let's do this. Auto lowercase tag name to lowercase. Okay. Let's just do it. It's a bit fugly, but whatever. Oh, that's what you want to do, really? What if I do this? This you will let me do? Alright. Sometimes I don't understand how client format thinks, but I just do what he says. Return dot new HTML heading element, and we'll need to add one of those, and HTML heading element. Okay, and then HTML anchor element. And we'll just borrow this stuff right here, blah, blah, blah. And, oops. We don't need that. Do they have any special interfaces? Methods. No specific method. Everything is from parent HTML element. Yeah. Oh, here's a property though. Align. What is there? It's obsolete. Yeah. Okay, well anyway, we don't care about that right now. We're not going to implement alignment. But hopefully this will just work. And we'll figure out that this thing actually is an HTML element because we now inherit from it. And it will allow us to detect the presence of a title. Look at that. This is a heading. And this is what? This is a link. Okay, the link is a little finicky. Oh, it's the pixel below the link. The underline is a little outside of the link text box, I guess. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. Heading element CPP and H, and see what we had. Adding the title element, HTML element, adding is HTML element, the new heading element, boilerplate class. And fix up the hover no change logic because it was all busted. And then when it changes, we show a tooltip if we have an enclosing HTML element with a tooltip. Which is a title attribute. Tooltip element. I don't like that variable name because it's not a tooltip element. It's an element with title. Or actually, in this case, it's not even that. It's the enclosing HTML element. Maybe we'll call it hovered HTML element. Yeah, that's better. And then in the HTML parser, we now create HTML heading elements for H1 through 6. Commit LibHTML. Implement basic HTML element.title support. We now show a tooltip for the hovered nodes enclosing HTML elements title attribute if one is present. Yeah. That's pretty cool. H1 through H6. Well, now try to create the right kind of objects. Pretty nice. Actually, it seems like entirely separate from this patch, so I'm being kind of a bad committer here. Let's fix that up. Or get reset head git add, and we'll just add this one and this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh. You know what? Oh shit. There's a missing space here. Cached. Yeah, right. So, oh, actually, this one shouldn't have been part of it. Reset and. Okay, this will be better. And now we can add the heading element. Yeah, that's better. Nothing very special here. Oh, don't say anything about it. Okay, what do we have left? Just this little change. I guess I can add that. Base. Add some title elements to no, not elements, title attributes to a small HTML test file. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to stop working here at some point, but what the hell did I change there? Oh, frick, I didn't get the names that I want. It's still called tooltip element. Well, we can't have that. And then we'll just put that here, squash it, and just see that it looks right. Yes. All right. So, geez, this feels like a very scattered video, but it is good to be back. So, today we have implemented basic title attribute support, and we now detect when we hover over a link correctly, we click on it, we actually detect that you're clicking on it. So some nice progress in LibHTML here. And yeah, cool. I think I'm gonna end it here. But if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out and for coming back. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.